It's the perfect time for Steel Wing! Hey, come on, Empoleon, stand up!
What is up, folks? Just another short showdown video for you. It's tier shift day, and I've got some hopes and dreams. One can only hope, you know? But I'm dreaming of a world where Landorus Therian becomes UU. I'm just gonna briefly talk about 3 Pokemon that I would love to see fall down to the UU tier. And tier shifts will happen within a few hours of me posting this video. And we'll see if we're correct or not. But it's nice to dream and talk about your dreams sometimes. These are the main men that I desire to drop. Empoleon, Landorus Therian, and Ogerpon Cornerstone. Ogerpon Cornerstone, he clung on to life in the OU tier. You could use a very good rock type, in my opinion. One with a move that's extremely spammable, but we'll talk about that soon. What purpose do you need to use these guys in OU? Just use Gliscor, guys. Just use Great Tusk. You don't need to use Landorus. Let me just play with this thing in UU for a day or two before it might be decided to be too broken or not. Empoleon, who are you trying to check? Landorus Therian? That's about it. Empoleon is more than welcome to join the UU tier. The power level might even surprise it. Ogerpon Cornerstone. Wellspring is good enough. You can't use Cornerstone if you're using Wellspring, and everybody's using Wellspring, so bring it down. Sadly, Ogerpon is a Pokemon that suffers from species clause, which is to say you can't use Ogerpon Cornerstone and Ogerpon Wellspring and Ogerpon on the same team. You have to decide what you want. And the one with the best typing, which is Wellspring, the water type Ogerpon, that's the one that's going to be used the most. So the other two will fade into obscurity now that Hearth Flame has been banned, which was technically the best because of its offensive prowess. When you look at the tier, who are you using Empoleon, Landorus, and Ogerpon Cornerstone for? For what purpose? Ogerpon Cornerstone is not a bad Pokemon, but as discussed, there's no need for this if you're going to just use Wellspring all the time, which fits on a majority of teams. Let's hope these guys drop to UU. Next, I wanted to discuss if these guys ever made it to UU, what would happen? Will they be overpowered? Will they be broken? Personally, I don't think any of these guys besides Ogerpon, which might have a chance to be broken. Let's take the example of Landorus. Sadly, base 91 speed, even with all those stats, it's not fast enough compared to the relevant ground types that are in the tier. Yes, I know that most of the ground types in this tier are not as fast as Landorus T, hence I named it Fast Like a Lando instead of Fast Like a Lambo in that one song that Beyonce sang. But that's besides the point. Let's look at ground typing in the tier. Who is ground type in the tier, then who does Landorus have to compete with? Slower than Sandy Shocks, Terra Blast, Ice. Ursaluna, you never won Nicoing, Facade to the face. Iron Dredge, Ice Spinner to the face. Hippowdon, you never won Nicoing. Gastro is probably going to leave the tier, but it doesn't matter. You never won Nicoing when you're taking a Surf to the face. Bonfan, you're going to take an Ice Spin to the face. Clodsire, the only one you can beat. Amaswine, ha 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 ha. Quagsire got rocks, so he's going to set up hazards. Rocks and spikes, forgive me. He's going to set up hazards in your face. Yeah, Torterra, that's about it. Clodsire and Torterra, that's your competition. That's your benchmark. Come on now, bros. Landorus is not going to be broken in the UU tier, in my opinion. No defog, no toxic, no knockoff. What are you good for? Too slow? Quite strong, but too slow. Choice band Landorus is the way to go, I believe, in this tier. This is how we're going to have to do it. This is the new Landorus. No more support, no more band-aid by using Landorus. In the past, Landorus was so good because it could do anything, but now Landorus can't do anything. It has a specified role. Suicide Lead, Swords Dance Sweeper, Special Attacker if you're crazy enough, which is not too laughable with that base 105 special attack. UU tier needs some good rock types. Let's type in rock and see what we get. Rock? Come on, who are these guys? Tyranitar is way too inconsistent on offense. Cleavor is just way too walled by Iron Treads. Arcanine just, if it's banded, it's killing itself when the entry hazards are laid upon the floor. And if it's helmet, it doesn't do, not helmet, if it's boots, it doesn't do enough damage to tier number 1 defensive staple, physically defensive staple, Alomomola. So we need a good rock type that can smack the majority of the tier. Lycanroc kills itself. Diancie, too passive. Dreadnought, hit or miss. Iron Thorns, hit or miss. Not many good rock type in the tier, and not so much good rock stab flying around. It can't be dealt with in one way or another. And Empoleon, we don't need it, especially defensive water type in this tier, not even a physical one, to be honest. So there's almost no place for defensive and specially defensive Empoleon. No Scald, no Defog, no Toxic. That's the recipe. That's the recipe. No Defog and no Toxics. The main recipe that's holding these guys back somewhat. It only checks about Baskia Legion. Most of the other guys in this tier will just destroy you. Chrono will 1-KO you. After the Swords Dance, obviously. Cresselia will set up. Okay, you get Haze, it's nice. Diplin, okay, I suppose you could Ice Beam it if you're crazy. They're not running defensive Empoleon with Flip Tail and all that normal stuff. Donphan will Earthquake you into Oblivion. Enamorous Therian will Earth Power. Specs Enamorous Therian will Earth Power, especially defensive Empoleon into the ground. Yeah, it's not looking so good. Gudra's a better war with alongside Big Aloe. Yeah, it's not looking good for Empoleon. There's so much fighting stab, so much ground stab, so much earthquakes flying around, and low kicks' moves can't even be resisted technically. So yeah, a lot of bulky waters in the tier already. Empoleon's a welcome addition. Maybe to check something like Ludicolo, which topped the charts in the UU tier recently. Apparently, I haven't done the homework. Oh, we'll have to wait and see. It's a welcome addition, to be honest with you. But I don't think it's a broken addition. Looking at the way the tier looks, there's so many perfect Pokemon. Okay, you can check Sinistcha, but Sinistcha is quite hit or miss as well, depending on the matchups. You have to fish that the opponents will be stupid enough to allow you to have their Sinistcha checks weakened. And I'm one of those stupid opponents that allows that to happen sometimes. You know how fast and loose I love to play Pokemon sometimes. But yeah, that's all I wanted to discuss, folks. Short and sweet. These are the guys I'm hoping will drop to the UU tier. Let's just do a last run alongside OU just to see what piques our interest that can join the UU tier that's relevant. That's one thing. Greninja, never. Hatterene, Happy Hatterene. That's one guy we could use. Magic Bouncing. We don't have any Magic Bouncing happening in UU, and I could use Magic Bouncing. Alongside Big Aloe, alongside other special walls like Mandibuzz. Oh my goodness, it's over. I think that's about it. Rabombi, it's gonna come eventually, but I don't really care. It's gonna drop all the way down to PU eventually. That's about it. The OU tier is looking so small. What the heck is going on? Tiny, tiny tier. Not many Pokemon allowed to be used there. Wow, wow, wow. Anyways, folks, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not done so already. We will be doing a lot more of these, folks. Until next time, follow me on social media. Twitter, I'll link my account in the description down below. Pokemon Showdown will also be linked down in the description down below. And if you don't know Pokemon Showdown, I will link a video where you won Mr. Jambad, which explains very briefly and very clear and concisely how Pokemon Showdown works exactly. So until next time, folks, we'll be turning out. Thanks for watching.